All right, so we got an update from our doctor, our new physician attending. He's actually new here, but he's really, in my opinion, he's really good. So what he's telling us is good and bad news. We got good news and bad news. I guess I'll start with the good news in the sense that they believe they have figured out why Grace's stats aren't staying stable. Partly is, here's the first thing. So we got blood that comes from the head and the neck area, and a gravity falls down through an artery that then goes to her pulmonary artery here. This PA, do you guys remember we had the PA bands that we had to put on because it was too much blood flow? Well, now what they're saying is there's too little blood flow getting into her pulmonary artery. And since this is gravity fed, it can't push hard enough the blood to go through her pulmonary artery. Okay, so that's one issue. Another issue now also is her right ventricle has an artery in her right ventricle. This artery feeds to her aortic valve. Okay? At this curvature for the aortic valve, right here, artery going into the aortic, there's an obstruction as well. They originally thought it was minor and it wouldn't affect her, but it has moderately grown, and that moderately growth has now constricted the forced blood flow. So this is forcing blood flow into the aortic valve. It's constricting that flow. So she has two areas where her blood is not being pushed out properly to the body and then back up to the head as well, for the most part. So I say that's the good news because they kind of have the solution to what's going on. However, with all of this said, they want to act quickly and they want to do open heart surgery again starting tomorrow, being what is it, the 29th? Is that Thursday? Thursday the 29th, they're going to do open heart surgery. What they're going to do, Dr. Romano is going to undo everything she had done with the Hemi-Fontan. They're going to then make this wider, this bigger here. They're going to open this up so blood flow can get through. When they do this, they have to freeze her body. They got to basically cool her down to a point where her body isn't doing anything. It's completely silent. It's like she's like almost cardiac arrest essentially. And when they do, they got a machine that pumps all the blood out because they don't want blood in the body because it gets messy. So they pump all the blood out, they pull it out, and then they push the blood back through. And normally they push it back through this artery that's coming from the right ventricle up to the aortic valve. They would put the blood back through here. But because they have to do the surgery here, they can't do the blood being put back there. They would actually go up into this neck artery and put the blood back in through her body through that artery there, while they work on here. Then they will go back and redo the Hemi-Fontan, and if all goes well and they've got those areas corrected, we should see pretty good results and adjustments from that, and she should be. She may not even have to be on the echo machine anymore, and she should be, recovery. Now it'll be a lengthy recovery because they had to go back in 2 surgeries in a row, and she's going to lose a lot of blood, and so yeah, there's a process and a lot of risks involved, of course, going back for open heart surgery so closely together, but they have to do it at this point. The sooner they can get to it, the better chance she has for her surgery and the outcomes that she can acquire from those. So that is where we are at right now. Constriction on the pulmonary artery, constriction from the artery to the aortic valve from the right ventricle. So pray for us, be with us, Lord, and watch over us, and was happy, ready for grace to be happy and playful again. That's what we're ready for. So.